Hey y'all, welcome back to Twin Oaks Family Farm in rural Southeast Ohio, USA. Thanks for joining me on our YouTube channel, Twin Oaks Farm Poultry. Gus and Tanner and myself have been making the rounds through the chicken buildings. We've just been going to see all the chickens. There's 428 Cornish Rock Cross meat chickens. We've already visited that barn. And now we are visiting the egg production chickens. Before we step into their pen, I want to show you, we've got their doorway open here for this flock of chickens. And we have one hen, can y'all see her? That likes to go behind the doorway and make a nest right there. So let's head in here. So these are production reds. They're fairly young. I think we got them fall of 2023, and they started laying eggs right at 20 weeks old. So 5 months old, and right to the day, some individuals in the flock started laying eggs at 5 months old, 20 weeks, and then gradually more and more of them have begun laying. There's 30 chickens in here, all hens, and recently we've been getting about 24 eggs daily consistently out of this bunch of hens. So that's pretty good. Production reds are a hybrid. So basically a crossbred chicken, a crossbreed. And so the foundation breeds for this for this particular hybrid, so the hybrid's called production red. The foundation breeds are New Hampshire red and Rhode Island red. So little bit of trivia about my family, and jokingly, sometimes locals call us the chicken mafia of Southeast Ohio. So little chicken mafia trivia. If you ask my husband, Mr. Twin Oaks, Jared, if you ask him what kind of chicken is the best for egg production, he is forever and always going to tell you Rhode Island Reds. So these aren't Rhode Island Reds, but the Rhode Island Reds are a foundation breed to this hybrid. But my husband prefers that we go back to Rhode Island Reds for egg production hens, but we wanted to try out these production reds this time. So he wants to next time we add chicks that are going to be cycled into the egg production operation, he wants to go back to Rhode Island Reds. But we wanted to try these out, and we also have another hybrid that has Rhode Island Red in it, another hybrid called Isa Browns, and not exactly sure what breeds are in the Isa Browns. It's kind of a closely guarded secret, apparently. The Isa Browns, there's no Isa Browns in this pen. They're much lighter red feathering than these, and much lighter body than these hens. But the Isa Browns were developed by a French company in the late 70s. So we're pretty sure they have Rhode Island Red in them too. So very frequently, any hybrids that you see that have been developed and promoted as good egg producers, fun little fact, they almost always have Rhode Island Red in them. So anyway, so they apparently, Rhode Island Reds, pass on that egg production quantity trait, because egg production in Rhode Island Reds is consistent and high. So anyway, but these are beautiful hens, production reds. So like I said, I'm sure we got them, I'm thinking probably the end of October. And that would put them at having started laying during March, and that seems right as I'm recollecting. So back there you can see a favorite spot that the gals like to nest. We have one actually in the corner nesting. She's either laid an egg there or going to lay an egg there. We have another one that is scratching in the floor material, bedding material there. She wants to lay an egg there, and we have one waiting in line, and they're going to pile up there. We've got one in a nest box here. And they use these nest boxes, so she may be going into a nest box. This is another favorite spot down here. I just gathered eggs out of there, but another hen, I'm sure in short order, will go down there to that corner. So we've got several here looking like they're going to head into the nest boxes. And this is another favorite spot. So in here for our flock of about 30, we like to keep a couple of feeders, okay? We have those stacked up so that they're about the height of the bird's back, okay? Their floor material is really just dirt, and it's loose and fluffy, and they can dust bathe in it a lot. So very satisfactory. And that's just been, we've kept chickens in here for years. So occasionally we add pine shavings into here, but not very frequently. With egg chickens, they dust bathe and peck through the dirt and scratch through the dirt enough that they basically keep it tilled and aerated, and they keep it fairly loose, okay? So as long as the stocking density, which is the number of birds compared to the amount of space they have, as long as your stocking density isn't overcrowded, your floor, if it has lots of loose material on it that's absorbent and that the birds can fluff through and dust bathe in, it should be able to handle your flock, okay? So we do, like I said, we keep the 2 feeders in. We went ahead and left this in here. We had a flock block, like a snack block, vitamin block sitting on it for the hens. They've eaten it up, and I can see I'll need to clean it off for them because they've perched on it and made a mess on it. And we keep 1 5-gallon water in here for them. So it generally needs filled daily, every 24 hours. And then the feed, we just put in, we have the small buckets. In fact, we'll just go out and show you the size bucket because I honestly can't remember the quantity. So back here. So just a little bucket. It's certainly not a 5-gallon bucket. It's smaller than that. But we fill it and divide it between the 2 feeders once a day. But feed-wise, hey, do y'all know how much feed a laying hen needs daily? A laying hen needs about 1/4 pound of complete nutrition daily. Protein value, what our hens are getting is approximately 16%. You don't need to go much higher than that because that is adequate for them. And of course, you could provide like a calcium supplement if you needed to. It could be oyster shell. It could be in the form of eggshells you've saved from your hens and pulverized, and you offer that to them. But if you're feeding them a complete feed made for layer hens, it should have adequate calcium already in the feed formula, okay? But 1/4 pound of feed per day on your laying hens. So, over 7 days, let's just round that up to about 2 pounds of feed a week, right? And it's interesting that it takes, for a dozen eggs, we can pretty much presume it takes about 3 pounds of feed into a hen to produce a dozen eggs. So dozen eggs, outcome, input was about 3 pounds of feed, plus adequate water. You don't ever want to forget the adequate water. So I can see like this water, for one thing, we've got some sediment settled in the tray, some dust that's settled in there. So I'm going to actually use the handle when I'm done recording and carry this out, and we hold the top on and dump that, and all of that water and sediment in the tray will dump out, so that'll clean that for me. And I was saying I can see this is getting down to where we can add more, because we love these easy fill drinkers. And something that we want to point out on these is it's always tempting, like people, and these have been used enough, we've got some on the outside where it's hard to see in there, but people are tempted to just look in and see. I can actually tell the water line is here, and it's tempting to just look in from the outside and go, oh, well, the water line's there, there's water. But what we have to remember is the water line has got to stay above this piece here. And so when you open the lid and look in, it's actually closer to that than you realize. And so once it gets down below this, it'll no longer be able to utilize that hole to fill the tray, okay? So actually, I will be taking this one outside, dumping it, cleaning the tray and cleaning all over it with like a scrubby brush, long-handled scrubby brush, and we'll clean that water up for them and we'll fill that. Because you never want your laying hens to run out of water. You're keeping laying hens. Number one thing you can do to help them keep their egg production as consistent as possible is make sure they never ever run out of water. Second most important thing you can do is make sure that they have complete nutrition consistently on a daily basis. And then I'd say the third most important thing is be aware of the impact of natural and artificial lighting on your hens and how it affects their active laying seasons and their molting seasons. So those are things to take into consideration. Hey, if you have any questions or comments or suggestions, put them in the comment thread. We enjoy reading them. We answer what we can, research what we need to, but we try to get some feedback replied to every comment. Please do subscribe to our channel if you haven't. We're super close to 1,000 subscriptions. Last unofficial number I saw was 994. And please press the join button and scroll through the information there and consider buying a membership. Those memberships will help us with our video content projects and with our on-farm work, and we hope that you'll consider supporting this independent American family farm by purchasing a membership to our YouTube channel. And we are new to that, so we're learning the ropes as we go. But I want to shout out to the memberships that we do have on our channel. North Whittington Circle Farms, thanks Steve and Deb. Chimma's Chicken Coop in Germany, thank you Chimma and family. Tina B in the United States of America, thank you so much Tina and family. And Fidel and family, also in the United States of America. Thank you all so much. You're our inaugural members at Twin Oaks Farm Poultry. We appreciate your support immensely, and you, as well as numerous subscribers on our channel, have been a core of this vibrant, fun community on YouTube, where we talk mostly about chickens, but also celebrate small family farm life. So we're going to let this video record, run up to the next minute, and then we'll shut it off. But we hope that y'all will have an excellent day. And thank you so much for supporting Twin Oaks Farm Poultry and Twin Oaks Family Farm. God bless y'all.